What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris and Belleron? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, I'm going to show you guys a secret magic meta pairing that we have been ignoring for a very long time. This video is going to explain to you how these two pairings works and what makes them so excellent for the open field. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel for more content, turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Without wasting any more time, let's get this video started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris and Belleron, this is season 2 plus and we have been playing this game for a very long time. Now the two magic meta pairing is going to be Liliya primary and Theia secondary. Yup, you heard that correct. For a very long time, Berlin has been clouding our judgment. We have been pairing up Liliya, Berlin and forgetting about everybody else. Little did we know that a Liliya and a Theia can actually give you more merits than a Liliya and a Berlin. This is what I have been using all of this season. It has been awesome. I have 100% switched from Liliya Berlin all the way to Liliya Theia. Now I pair up Berlin with Walter over here. So every time I go out to the open field, my Liliya and Theia brings me more merits than my Berlin and the Walter. Now my Liliya is only using a level 1 Infernal Flame. Now imagine if it had a level 5 Infernal Flame. It would have been very dangerous. And then my Walter and Berlin are using a level 5 Phoenix Eye, which is maxed out. And yet my Liliya and Theia always brings me more merit than the Berlin and the Walter. So this has been insane the whole of this season. Even some of my alliance members have already switched from Liliya Berlin all the way to Liliya and Theia. It is what they use throughout. For this to work for you in the open field, you're gonna have to be in the League of Order. You're gonna need the Celestials to get the best value out of these two pairings together. Now let me explain to you why Liliya and Theia is actually the best magic pairing in the game right now. I know some of you are not gonna agree with this, but let's get on with the explanation. As you can see from here, the magic attack is 332, which is kind of high. Now when you compare it to the magic attack of all the other magic troop type in the game, you can see that the other magic troop types only have 292. So this means the Celestials are going to be doing a lot more damage and they're going to have a lot more normal attack when compared to the other magic troop type. When you look at the archers in the game, they have a physical attack of 452. Now the magic attack is almost close to the physical attack of the archers in the game. So this is what makes the Celestial very strong in the game. Now Liliya and Theia is going to take this magic attack value to the next level. So let's go to the heroes and see what is really going on. We're going to start off with Liliya over here. Her rage skill can do damage to 3 targets. On top of that, she can scorch them, letting them take 1000 damage factor. 200 damage factor every second for 5 seconds, which is huge. Now what puts Liliya above all the other mage heroes is her magic attack bonus. She has 20% magic attack, which is just insane. Now when we look at Theia, she is the catalyst. She is gonna take Liliya to the next level. Now this is one of the reasons why Forondil and Theia is so good at farming merits in the open field. We just didn't pay attention to the mechanics of Theia for a long period of time. So when you look at the rage skill for Theia, she's gonna give you a shield and she's gonna give you a 15% skill damage boost. Now this 15% is going to help Liliya a lot. It's gonna help this 1200 damage factor to 3 targets and the scorching abilities as well. Now continuing with Theia, she's gonna give you 15% attack bonus. And then when you use Celestial, you get another 10% attack bonus. So this takes it to 25% attack bonus. Now when Theia activates her rage skill, which is going to be active for about 5 seconds. So you're going to get an attack increase of between 10 and 30%. So now you have 25% attack plus another 30%, making it 55% magic attack. Now you're going to combine that 55% with the 20% that you have here from Liliya. That's going to push it all the way up to 75%. Now when we go to the training camp of the Celestials, you see they have a magic attack of 332. Now you're going to boost this by another 75% from Liliya and Theia combo, which means your rage skill is going to do a lot of damage and your normal attack is going to do a lot of damage as well. So this is what makes Liliya and Theia probably one of the best magic marches in the game right now. Now when you pair Liliya and Velen, you're only going to get a magic attack of 20%, the one you get from Liliya. So it's going to boost this by 20%. It doesn't compare to the 70% boost you get from Liliya and Theia. This is what makes Liliya and Theia very good in the open field. Right now, a lot of my teammates have switched from using Liliya and Velen all the way up to Liliya and Theia. It is just awesome. These two together is just excellent. Let me show you guys a simple report of a fight that took place some time ago. So we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna see what happened. So this has been my pairing for the season. I used Goresh and Skogul. My Skogul was out of stamina, that's why I have Madeline here. As you can see here, Liliya and Theia brought me 26,000 merits. Every time I go out with this pairing, this Liliya and Theia always brings more merits than everybody else. It even brings me more merits than my Syndrion and Freyga. It is just crazy. Now I am using Walda with Velen with Celestials as well. Now Walda has a level 5 Phoenix Eye. It is fully maxed out, 6 stars. Liliya only has level 1 Infernal Flame but 6 stars. Now imagine if it was level 6. If it was level 5 actually, it would have been awesome. So as you can see here, my Liliya and Theia is always getting more merits than all my other marches, which is just insane. I know a lot of you are not gonna agree with this, but you just have to try to believe it. So many of my teammates right now are using Liliya and Theia. They have completely switched from Liliya and Velen. So you might want to check it out if you are in the League of Order. You're just gonna see how awesome these two pairings are. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, before I show you guys two talent trees that you can use with the Liliya and the Theia combo, let me show you how you can maximize the damage output that you get from these two pairings. So we're gonna check out Theia. Now Theia has this 4th skill where she can gain an attack bonus between 10% to 30%. Do you know how to maximize this attack damage? I'm gonna show you how you can do that. So every time Theia gains a shield, she is going to get a 10% increase in attack. The first time she gained her shield from the rage skill, this is gonna be 10% attack. The second time she gains her rage skill, this is gonna be 20% attack. The third time she does her rage skill, it is gonna be 30% attack, and it's going to run for the duration of the match. Now the game developers have introduced war pets in the game. So we're gonna go to, first of all, let us check out Liliya, and then you see how you can maximize the damage output that you get. Every time you get a shield with your Theia, you're gonna get 10% increase in attack. So when we go to the Liliya talent tree, you can pick this skill known as the Orb Protection. You can just put only 1 point here in order to trigger the shield for Liliya. So when casting rage skill, your Legion has a 25% chance to gain a shield factor of 40. So this is going to trigger that skill and give you 10% attack for the duration of the match. And then we have the war pets in the game as well. Now in your war pet, you're gonna put this skill known as the Heart Wall. 10% chance to grant your Legion a shield every second. Can be triggered once every 8 seconds. So every 8 seconds you are going to get a shield. And this shield is going to trigger the ability of Theia known as the Lex Lucis. I think that's how they pronounce it. So the first time you get a shield, it's going to be 10%. The second time you get a shield, it's going to be 20%. Third time you get a shield, it's going to be 30%. Let's go to one of the reports and we see what is really going on. So we fought a Darkling on the map. I'm going to show you right now how you can maximize your damage output with your Liliya and your Theia. So as you can see here, this is the report. Now when you look over here on the right hand side where I am pointing, I have 25% Legion attack, which is the best statistics that you get. 15% from Theia's skill, and then 10% by using Celestials. It is 25%. So we're going to see here, Liliya is going to use, Liliya's war pet is going to use the shield. On the second, we use the heart wall. Liliya gained a shield. And take a look over here. It triggered Lex Lucis, which means Liliya gained 10% attack. So right now you see over here on the right hand side, it is 25%. She gained a shield here. Let's go to the second. We expand this. You see on the right hand side here, the attack has gone all the way up to 35%. This is just awesome. You just need to put the heart wall on your war pet. And this is also going to trigger the iconoclasm ability, which is awesome. So we're going to keep this going. So the heart wall was still active over here. Let's keep this going. The next heart wall is going to show up 8 seconds later. But guess what? Our rage skill is about to show up. So Liliya does a rage skill over here. Now remember, I showed you if you pick that orb protection, you have a chance of getting a rage skill, which could trigger this and take it to 45% right away. But you shouldn't worry if you don't pick that one, because Theia is going to do her rage skill next. So where is Theia rage skill? Right here on the 13th second. She did her rage skill. She triggered Lex Lucis. Now she gained another 10% attack. So on the 14th second, this thing is going to change to 45%. So let's expand it. As you can see here, this one went to 55%, and I think we gained 2 shields somewhere that I missed out on. Where did I miss it? I know this is 1. We gained another shield somewhere. I just don't see it. Yep, as you can see here, I have maximized the Legion attack just within 14 seconds of fighting. Now this attack is going to go all the way 55% until the march finishes. So let me collapse this. We're going to scroll all the way up to the bottom, and you're going to see the attack remain at 55%. As you can see, I tried to change it. It's here 55%. Let's click here. It remained 55%. So make sure you have the heart wall on your war pet so that you can get the 55% magic attack as fast as possible. If you don't have the heart wall, you're only going to trigger this ability through Liliya rage skill, and it could take you like 30 seconds or 3 rage skill cycles to get it to 55%. But if you put the heart wall, as you can see, on the 14th seconds, we were able to get this to 55% right away. Plus, it also triggers the iconoclasm, as you are going to see on the talent tree that I'm going to show you next. Let us check out some talent trees that you can use with this pairing. The first one I'm going to show you here is the magic talent tree. This is something that I'm going to test out. I don't know if it's going to perform very well, but I'm going to explain the reasoning behind it. So we take this attack, march speed, grab this, get this one over here, mighty power. We come over here, we grab the magic HP. I like march speed, but you can go with the foresight. You're going to get 75 rage with a 25% chance to trigger it from your rage skills. Or you can get the fully loaded, because Liliya and Theia, they are going to have a high magic attack, which means they will be able to do high normal attack damage as well. So this is something that you can consider. However, I would prefer you go with the foresight, because when you use Celestials, you're going to get 20% march speed. You can get away by not picking this march speed right here. You can get more rage for your hero. We keep this pushing, you get the intimidation, more skill damage. You come here and you get magic maelstrom. Now from here, I decided to go infantry counter tactics, because you're going to be fighting a lot of infantry. People have started using a lot of infantry in the open field, especially Goresh and Skogul. So this can be quite useful. Now when we go to the next point, I took this skill known as Chant. Your Legion takes 2.5% more hero skill damage, but their attack is increased by 2.5%. So when you look at Theia over here, Theia is going to reduce hero skill damage by 15%. So if you take this one from the Liliya talent tree, it's not going to harm you a lot. You're going to get 2.5% more magic attack, giving you more damage to all of your enemies. On the next node, you're going to take insult to injury. When your legion is only composed of magic units, they deal 5% more damage through continuous damage effect. So every time Liliya scorches someone, the damage is going to be 5% stronger. So this is what insult to injury does. And then when we go to the last one, you're going to grab the iconoclasm. When your legion is composed entirely of magic units, you deal 2% more hero skill damage for 10 seconds every time you gain a buff effect, up to 10%. So what are some of the buff effects that you are going to get with this pairing? Here is one of them. Magic Maelstrom is going to be a buff effect. You get 2%. What is the next one? When you scorch someone with Liliya, that is a buff effect. It's going to push this to 4%. Now when we go to Theia, every time she activates her rage skill, she is going to gain synergy. This is also a buff effect. So all of those stuff are going to buff your Liliya and take your iconoclasm to 10% very, very fast. Now when we come to the skill talent tree, you're going to take this, you grab this, you grab that, and then you take Spirit of Rage, because you're going to use Theia as a deputy. You don't need this guy right here. You don't need the boiling blood. So this is the first talent. This is the talent tree that I'm going to test right now. However, if you want a better talent tree, I think you should use this one right here. Let me go to the Roots of War. So we're going to click on this. Oh, that's a different one. Dragon Trail. We're looking for Roots of War. Go to Battle Sync. We go to Heroes. And then we check out Liliya. Let's see the talent tree that I have over here. So this is the best talent tree for Liliya right now in the game. So you can switch this magic speed with the foresight if you like, especially if you're using Theia as a deputy. And then when you come over here, you're going to remove this boiling blood and you switch it with the Spirit of Rage. This is the one I was using with Velin. Now when you come to the end, you can decide either to go for Thirst for Blood or you can take the Caged Animal. Just decide which one is good for you. In my case, I went with this one. A lot of people like Caged Animal, so you might want to pick that one as well. So this is the talent tree that I would recommend for Liliya and Theia. You just switch this one right here, Spirit of Rage. You take this one, you eliminate this one. You swap this with this one and you're good to go. Now Theia and Liliya is a very, very good combo. You guys need to check it out. At the time of making this video, the new mages are still not out yet, so we shall see how they pair up in the near future. But for right now, almost all the powerful players in my alliance right now in TM, they are using Liliya primary, Theia secondary with Celestials. It is just awesome. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, let me know down below. Let me know what you think of these two pairings. Is it good? Is it bad? Let me know down below. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.